Welcome to the Blissful Badger. So, today is the 25th anniversary of The Matrix. Which has to be my favorite movie. Not gonna paint with sunglasses on, sorry. Also, happy Easter. Alright, not gonna do that again either. So, tonight, I figured I'd start painting my Necrons. It's been a month of campaign in Crusade, and my Hexmark Destroyer is my Warlord, and he's been leveled up twice, but I haven't even painted him yet. So I figured today would be a good day to start painting my Necrons. Plus, you know, Reanimation, it's on the mind, so... So yeah, that's my plan for today. I hope everyone's having a good day. Hey Sedan, how's it going? I've seen Escape from Absalom. I wouldn't say it's my favorite movie. So, plenty of rich espresso on the wet palette. Right over here. And my metals water cup. And an old brush that's still not fully, completely out of life. So... So yesterday was a capstone event with my Necrons, and it was a 2-player versus 2-player versus 2-player match. We had a 500-point limit, and I did not win, but I did not get tabled either, so that was nice. Let's see. Lighting is best at this distance, so let's get the focus at that distance. A lot of crevices and everything, so... But yeah, 500 points each. One of the opponents brought a Knight Warden with Lone Operative from the previous Crusade match. So it was all leveled up and had a bunch of benefits, and if you weren't within 12 inches of it, you couldn't shoot at it. So that was fairly lopsided. I had 20 Necron Warriors, my Hexmark Destroyer, 2 units of Death Marks, Min Squads, and a 5-man Lich Guard blob. And, yeah, I lost quite a bit but it was fun. It took 4 hours to play, but when it's a 2v2v2, I'm not surprised. But Space Wolf player was fully tabled, Knight player eventually was tabled, and the AdMech player was tabled at the end. The Deathwatch player and Chaos player using a bunch of terrain survived, but they parlayed with with me and my ally. So technically they won, but I had survived because parlay meant that they didn't have to kill me. Hey, free pizza's always nice. Let's see. I know this is my primary color. I'm trying to figure out where I actually want to paint each. I think I want to do some nice coloring on this. It's the first one, so getting all the crevices and stuff is going to take a lot of effort, though. This thing is all over the place. I might just be better off going with this color all the way around and going up from there. I think I'm actually going to do that. It'll take less time. And the worn penny will look good on top of the rich espresso, so it's not like some of these will need 2 coats anyway, and this will speed it up a little bit. Now, I've seen the Matrix, on average, once a fortnight since it came out. Just a few times. Yeah. You can actually kind of see the model at this point. It's not just black. Or at least parts of it, you can see. Thinning metallics to get good coverage, but also not enough to have streaks showing is a little bit difficult. But second coat usually solves most of that problem. Using hobby paints instead of higher quality paints is a little bit of the issue, but yeah, there was a time when I could quote the majority of the movie, but I definitely have cut down on the number of times I've watched it recently in the last couple of years. Maybe I'll change that. Maybe I'll get some popcorn tonight after the stream and watch the movie again. So the primary colors on the Necrons are the Rich Espresso and Worn Penny, and then I have a blue metallic that I do the gems on. And then I think I might want to go with another color or two, but I'm not sure. This is the first full model I'm painting of this army. I have a couple of first coats down on a few other models, but like, I don't know exactly what color I want to do the hoses. But yeah, I figured I'd paint a Necron today because I didn't have any bunnies to paint, so... next best thing, right? Just outside of frame. Oh, and the people at the game shop have nicknamed this model. So I need to figure out how I can spell his name Necron-wise, but they call him the Gloctopus. So I think I need to Necronify the name. But I think it's funny that that's what they named him. I mean, when he's carrying around 6 pistols, I mean, I guess it works. One thing is I don't trust this paint to go through an airbrush without clogging, or else it would be so much easier to just spray this color and then go on from there. I might try it. I mean, worst case, I have to take apart the airbrush and clean it again, right? But a lot of the painting time for the Necrons is the base color. I mean, it's been nearly 20 minutes and I still haven't done the base coat. I'm almost done with it, though. It's also been really nice outside lately. I've gone on a couple of short walks. Haven't gone on any hikes yet this year, but I'm sure it's just a matter of time. Alright. What parts have I not hit yet with this? Alright. So, he's got one color pretty much on everything. Sure does shine in the light. Alright. So yeah, blue sapphire metal. Should I do the tubes, the blue, or should I do the tubes in a different color? I'm not really sure. I don't know if I want to do so much metallic. But I don't know what other color to do the cording if I don't do it blue. And I plan on basing pretty much my whole army off of this one model once I do it. So like, do I want to do the claws a different color, or do I want to do... Like, do I want to go back and do this as the other color? The shoulder blades. Do I want to do the face a different color? I'm not really sure. I can always repaint until I'm happy with it, but it's good to have an idea of what you're doing before you slap paint on it. Oh, I have some stuff I haven't hit yet. I didn't get the inside or the top part of that. Alright. I was looking on the sides and not above and below. So... Missed the backside of this leg, too. More surface area and angles than a Space Marine, you know, so... Have to be able to go back and double check every now and then. Also, another thing I like about priming black, worst case is the shadow. If you don't get to it. Now I think everything's covered in that color that I want. Barrels. Alright. Okay. I need... No, not that one. This one. There we go. I know the normal Necrons are silver with green, but I wanted to do something different, and so it's copper and blue. I've seen some more copper lately because when the Silent King came back, you know, they're all copper. But I actually think that the hoses being blue might actually look cool. I don't know. I'm gonna try it. It might be too much blue, but I don't know. Mm-hmm. I guess it's nice outside. So yeah, I think the blue wires actually look really cool. So this is why you just test them out and see. I wouldn't have known if I didn't try it, right? So the game shop was thrilled to get the terrain I built. If you haven't seen this last week's video, that's what it was on. They were thrilled for having more terrain for the event and for going forward. We had 20 people there playing 40K yesterday, you know. So we only had 4 tables going because it was multiplayer, but that would have technically been 10 tables worth if we'd had regular games going, so having extra terrain on hand definitely helps. I mean, the stuff I built recently was concrete buildings that have been blown to shreds, pretty much, ruins. Sometimes craters is good, other times you want a more fantasy look building, Gothic arches and stuff are always good. I have a couple of ideas for future terrain builds. Someone else is trying to get a 3D printer set up so that they can print some terrain for like Tyranid type look stuff, spires and spawning pits and stuff like that. But I think we're going to actually have some good stuff soon. Definitely better than what we've been playing on, and I know that there's a few people who are planning Age of Sigmar 4th edition. Yeah, Games Workshop says there should be a mixture of higher than 4 inches and under 2 inches for like their ruins and buildings. Then there's actual footprints that their current tournaments and stuff use. The Leviathan mission pack. There's like 4x6 and 5x10 and 6x12 pieces. That's a footprint. And then, I mean, you can do stuff that's smaller than that too. But then you want to have it a mixture of that under 2 to 4, and 4+ inch tall, so that you actually have like line of sight blocking and stuff that can be traversed, gone over. And then other things that you can't. And then things that are over 5 inches block line of sight on some models, but not others. It's interesting. There's a whole lot of different stuff. But yeah, I mean, game shops are almost always thrilled to get more terrain because, the stuff that you buy online is really expensive, and if you're building it yourself, it takes time, and they're in it for the money and trying to keep everything stocked and sell their materials. They don't always have the money to put into sets of terrain. And they offer, well, you know, my LGS offers free-to-play tables, so I like to buy from them, support them, but also if I can give them terrain, you know, that helps the community and them. So I don't know if the car models would fit. It is a scale that's slightly harder to find car models for. I think it's roughly 46th scale. Roughly? It's been a little while since I've tried to look into it, but okay. Yeah, that would probably work. And then there's also the whole, if you're building a full set of terrain, you know, a whole table worth, so long as it all fits aesthetically within itself, it's usually pretty good. It's when you're trying to match something that's already in existence or add to it, where it starts to get a little bit harder. Like, the stuff I made, you can see online, that's not a problem. A little bit easier to match. I showed what colors I was using and what materials and sizing. But, you know, if you're trying to match a Gothic ruin, you want to keep it to a very similar aesthetic or something that's so word generic that it'll work with almost anything. So one of the other live streamers that paint recently said that it takes about twice the time to paint on a stream than it does in, when you're just focusing. I can believe it. At least for more detailed work, when I'm just painting Skaven or something like that, where it's massed quantities versus a character, I think, yeah, it definitely can be half the speed. So that's with the blue for cordage and shiny bits. I actually love the way that this is looking. The weird thing is, though, that they look like their eyes instead of the actual firearm. So, all the little pistols that he has, it's kind of weird having the blue wiring go to that instead of the gun itself, but I don't know. Let's see. Now I'm going to get some of the worn penny on here. Uh-huh. All right. Hello. Yeah, this copper, the worn penny over the rich espresso adds a little bit of red to it. Not too much. But it gives variation between the two colors. I think I want to use this a little bit sparingly. I don't want to overdo it, but I'm not exactly sure where the limit will be. So like I like that the shoulder pads. Oh yeah, that looks nice on the camera. Can see it better than in person, I think. The reflective. So I like that part. And I like the little claws on the feet. I'm thinking the casing on the weapons. Just the outer bits. I don't know. Let's see. I don't think I'm going to do any of the other inner bits for the legs. I think just having the exterior claw bits adds enough. Feel free to chime in if you think one area is better than others, but I think right here I can do these two pieces. Because they kind of go around the rest of it. So like that. Where is it? Ah, that's not focusing. Give me a second. So yeah, I'm thinking like the casing around it, up to the arm, and then it leaves that little shining first color in the middle. Yeah, I think that gives a color without overdoing, and all of the little arm bits, you know, all of the extremities have the worn penny. But then it also has the regular color up here. So let's see if I can actually get into this spot that I'm trying to reach. Alright, so that's one of the 6 pistols. Aha. Yeah. Nice and dark right there. All right. Yeah. Think I'll do this color on the head as well, but leave it off of the majority of the body. And then after all of this, I do a very light wash to pick out the recesses and all the other details. Trying to paint this part between the legs. thanks for stopping in. Have a great night, Sedan. That is 3 colors. So if I just put a base down on him, he'd technically be battle ready. He's not done, I want to do the black wash lining layer. Let's see. Can I get the lighting good and in focus? No. Alright. I'm gonna do this. Aha. Come on, focus. No. Come on, focus. So, took care of his 7 eyes. And the pistols. And all the tubes are blue. So yeah, other than doing a black wash to get the lining, the black lining type of look, I'm okay with an overall wash because they are Necrons. They've been around for a long, long time. But I'm going to let it fully dry first before I hit it with that. And then I haven't decided on the basing yet. I'm thinking a kind of wanted like a, I don't know. I was almost thinking that the basing I have for my Grey Knights without the demonic stuff on it might look good. I don't know. I want something kind of simple for my Necrons. I might have to do another coat of blue. Actually, I think I will. Alright. Nice little tight area to get. Alright. So yeah, I think that's a good place for him to be. Other than the black wash, I think this is the paint scheme I want to go for my Necrons. I think it looks really nice. It's got a nice two-tone copper and brass with the blue. I think it looks pretty cool. Gloctopus is nearly done painting. That's pretty cool. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, I hope you find your bit of bliss. And happy 25th to the Matrix.